Hey, I want to thank VT Heroes for sponsoring this episode of Dad is Not a Noun. Take it away, VT Heroes. And again, thank you for sponsoring this episode of Dad is Not a Noun.
You just got kicked in the gut. Punch in the face.
Customize your hero using color, element, and totem. Flip your action cards to determine the winner.
Yes! It's my turn now.
Collect, trade, battle, and win. A new fighting card game has arrived. Play VT Heroes.
It's all for you. Yeah, yo. There whenever it matters, and even more when you feel like it doesn't. Protect you so you never feel like you wasn't. Know I'm right alongside you. Either that or I'm behind you, but always got you. End of discussion, nothing means more. First one to offer is shoulders for what you reach for. Thought I saw the eyes of the world until I seen yours. And know that I ain't see a better view yet. I'm with whatever, so don't ever you fret. Know that you covered, not a hurdle or a heartbreak to change what a partake. Cause none of them won't ever get comfortable in your walkway. My job is to aware you, fully loaded, prepare you for all of the above that I'm never letting get near you. But still in all, give you every advantage I found. Couldn't find a better fit for them, along with my crown. And since the baton was passed, I've been down. Cause failing's not an option, and dad is not a noun, not at all.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Ishmael from Dad is Not a Now. With Halloween coming around the corner, you just saw the amazing work by my guest that's on right now. This is a dope artist, illustrator. This dude, I think he also does other things. I think he sings, he writes music. I don't know. He's just pretty dope. But yeah, I'm gonna have a dope conversation with him. He's here with me now. Justin Bryant, how you doing, brother? How you doing?
Not too bad. Thanks for having me on, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you for coming on, man. With Halloween coming around the corner, man, you created these dope what if scenarios of meshing board games and horror film. Before we start, I'm going to play this video in real time of a what if scenario of if Monopoly was a horror film. So I'm going to start playing that now, and then we're going to go into this conversation because, man, bro, you're dope. That's all I got to say.
Thank you.
All right. So, take me to that concept of mashing up horror film with classic board games.
It's kind of like, it's not a long story, but it started years back. When I graduated design school back in 2011, I had an opportunity presented to me on an internship out in California, designing movie posters for a legit entertainment company out in Burbank, California. So to practice my movie poster design skills, I implemented something that Jerry Seinfeld said that he did to get better at writing jokes, where he wrote a joke every single day for a number of weeks or a year or what have you. So I told myself for the next 3 weeks or whatever, I was going to design a movie poster every day when I could fit it in, if that was before work or after work or whatever. And one of those posters was a version of Hungry Hippos if it was like a horror film, because that's when like Battleship came out, and I just thought that was a cool kind of concept. But I've always liked to twist things into a darker form. So as part of that process, I did a Hungry Hippos, into a scary movie. Fast forward, the internship, I ended up landing the internship. We went out and lived out in California for 3 months. It was crazy experience, super cool. And then fast forward to last year when COVID hit. My job, the last 12 years, I've been a designer for the music industry, designing t-shirts for musicians going out on tour. With the tour industry closed because of COVID, I essentially didn't have a job. So I was going through my hard drive one day to update my portfolio or just like, look at stuff. And I came across that Hungry Hippos poster. And I was like, wow, we've gotten a lot better at Photoshop since then. And I'm bored. So I'm going to redo this poster, like, compare and contrast to see how much better I've gotten. I really got into that concept once I finished that first poster. So then the very next day, I started on the Chutes and Ladders poster. And then I finished that one in a couple of days. And then I was like, Mousetrap would be hilarious. So now I started building like the Mousetrap in 3D Photoshop. I was taking photos of myself like on my office floor. I'm just jacking around because I literally just want to work in Photoshop. And I haven't had a job in, months on end. And then I started building the Candyland one. And I posted all 4 of them on Facebook. And literally, man, I want to say 3 months went by. I kind of forgot about them. October came around, and somebody came across them on Facebook and shared them into this horror fan group. And I woke up to that post on Facebook being shared like 300,000 times.
Wow.
In a span of like 24 hours. And I was just like, hello? I did these 3 or 4 months ago. I guess the timing was right. Somebody, it was, October and then my posters because I really didn't have anything to do. So that's where it stems from. The Monopoly that you're watching here was kind of the last one. And then I kind of got burnt out. Just kind of like that's all I was doing there for a while. I took the initial set, I got them printed. I started doing some conventions. They didn't sell all that well. A lot of just comments. Oh, I saw these on Facebook. They're so cool, and all that. So I kind of got burnt out on the concept. And then somebody posted them on TikTok, and they blew up again. And so now I've got this big. Now I've got this TikTok channel that I screw around on, and a bunch of creators on TikTok were like posting the same posters and getting millions of views, and I couldn't get those types of views. Right. So then I just did Connect 4 and Sorry to try to like boost my own TikTok. So those are the 2 newest ones. I've got ideas for more, but we'll see how it goes.
And I love them too. But talking about, COVID and mental health, like how did that kind of help you get through last year? Because last year was a struggle for a lot of people. I know,
Yeah.
looking into finding your video last year kind of was a perfect distraction for me because I'm seeing all this great content out there. And initially, I didn't know it was you. I had to do my research because you know how when things get posted on social media, it takes a life of its own, and you can't find the
Oh
original
yeah.
content creator. But luckily, I was able to find you and reach you. But yeah, just take me to that process of, you know, getting this inspiration to do stuff like this in the middle of COVID.
Yeah. You know, COVID was a smack in the face by itself, but it came off of I had just gone through an unexpected divorce with my partner that I had been with for 13 years. Um, so I was going through that. My mental health wasn't really good, and what I was holding on to was my work. So then COVID came in and was like, you don't have your work now either. So I was really like, um, not in the best of shape. Uh, so when I came across this old Hungry Hippos poster, that was the first kind of like, I was just kind of like, I was doing something for myself again. Um, and I guess I really just like latched onto the concept, and it really made me happy. Um, I did those four, and I was kind of like, well, there's that. Um, but then when people like shared them, like I don't really do work. Well, I try not to get too caught up in the social media likes
Right.
and that kind of stuff. But when I woke up that day and saw it was shared 300,000, whatever stupid number it was, I was reading all the comments, and people were just like, "Man, this is such a like good idea." And a bunch of people were stuck at home, and they're just like, "This gives me life. This is awesome. We need these movies, and this is so cool." And like, it kind of gave me that like, oh, like not only did it make me happy, but it made a ton of other people that were struggling happy. And so that's kind of like I latched onto it again and did, I don't know how, like 6 or 7 more. So it is crazy how something is kind of like so simple. And I just happened to start it by like, just by chance. Um, it it did help a ton. So yeah.
And I want to thank you for sharing that, because being transparent about that, because I think the one thing, especially with mental health, is to let people know, I'm not okay. You know what I mean? Because we
Yeah.
try to hide behind the mask. So I want to thank you for that, and I want to thank you for this amazing artwork you've done, man. Has any major company reached out to you for a collaboration on what you've
Um,
done so far?
I got to work with Linktree,
Mm,
which was cool. They reached out when everything was kind of going crazy, and they were like, "We actually need like, it can't. We were wanting to do this like big campaign. So they wanted some artwork, like the horrors of like social media. And we collabed. We did 3 different posters for that. Um, I've had some production companies and stuff reach out, but nothing consistent. Just kind of like here and there. Um, it's kind of one of those. I I don't know. I would like to get to a point where I'm working on movie posters like a lot more for my work. It's just something different than shirts and all that. But yeah, a few jobs here and there, but nothing, major. But
No, but honestly, I feel like you found your niche, and I think your niche is doing what if horror posters, and I think it would be dope to create this world, this concept where it comes around every Halloween, and like create
Yeah.
catalogs of what if scenarios, you know. But also too, what I think what makes you different is too is that you create stories behind these posters. Because I remember with the Connect Four, you actually created an actual plot about Connect Four. Talk about that.
Which I think it needs to be a film 100%. My roommate, he's a videographer and stuff, so that's kind of like what he wants to do down the road. So we're always talking like movie ideas and stuff. And we were just having lunch one day, and I was like, "Yeah, I need to do some more and stuff." I was like, "I got this idea for like this, Connect Four. I've never seen a horror movie, and people always say, "Well, Freddy versus Jason," but like, no, it's like not the same concept. Like, it's literally like two serial killers that are going up against each other in a game of who can, and like specifically like with Connect Four, like they're gonna kill somebody and then they're gonna use them as the piece and try to connect four while their opponent's going to kill somebody and block their piece and all that kind of stuff. But like, so obviously you can't do Connect Four. Hasbro is probably gonna be like, no.
Nah.
But just that basic premise of like a weird game where you put a serial killer against another serial killer and it's just kind of like who wins. I haven't seen it, so it's like if like Blumhouse could make that a thing, that'd be sick.
That no, that would, because it's something different. And I think what happens with horror genres is that they kind of become a repetition of the same thing, or have a different title, but it's the same thing. You know what I mean? Especially like if you think about the Saw movies, the premise is all the same. You would think over time they would change it a little bit, but it's the same premise. If you think about like Jason and Halloween and all those movies, it's the same thing. And so to add a different element and then also add like a childhood favorite to it, I think would add a different spin. And
Yeah,
also I think it
which
will add more fans to the childhood game.
I mean, case in point, I don't know if you've seen Squid Game yet.
I have not. I know everybody and their mama seen it.
Yeah, well, same. I'm like 6 episodes through it, so I haven't finished it. But very similar. You take,
Mm.
the games that are played in Squid Game are childhood games, and these guys have twisted it. So by no means is my poster series a new concept. People have been taking innocent things and twisting them for years. Even before I was born. Like, so it's not a new concept. Um, People like to go out on Google and find there's old posters that people like took, like the Saw, the Jigsaw clown, and they put sorry
Yeah,
on the bottom.
yeah,
That's just Saw artwork that you put sorry on. Like,
yeah.
but like, so like, the idea is not new, but I think that my approach is new, where it's not just like I like to hide bits and pieces of the actual game and come up with an actual story for the movie because it has my brain, it just has to make sense.
Eh,
But
No, I agree, because that's the one thing about it too, is like the poster tells the story. Like one of my favorite ones, it's kind of cheesy, kind of lame, but I thought it was hilarious when the first time I saw it, was when somebody combined Shrek with it and called it shit.
yeah, that's good. Yeah, I love that.
And that was pretty awesome. But yeah, I think that's important. So where do you get your inspiration from to like create these horror like films? Like what was like your film you used to watch when you were growing up, or like some of the directors or artists that you kind of mimic a little bit?
Um, I was always a big Tim Burton fan. Um, Again, just taking something cute and innocent. He had that way of like kind of twisting it to be a little bit darker. I love that. I'm also a big music guy, and the first time I saw the cover of Rob Zombie's Hellbilly Deluxe, that image stuck in my head. I was like, that's so cool. So I don't know, that those two things really got me wanting to get into like horror and stuff. And of course, being a young kid, mom's like, no. So I went and watched them at my friend's house. But I super got into like Scream was my first horror movie that I watched, which then just branched off into Wes Craven did Nightmare on Elm Street, and then Freddy leads to Jason and Michael, and I'm a sucker for all of them. So.
And it was cool too. Is like some of your artwork has a nostalgia to like the posters from the 70s. Do you get some inspiration from that? Because I've seen a lot of your other works too, and it kind of has that 70s horror vibe to it.
Yeah, I don't know that I really do it on purpose, but I think I do find myself when I'm concepting and stuff, I just kind of, I was joking with a friend of mine, actually. I did this for Sorry and Connect 4. I usually will go on to Google and type in like horror movie poster or something, just kind of get like new layout ideas and what have you, because you got your classic bad guy up top and then the town, and then you can only do it so many times. So with these, I like to do something a little bit different. So a lot of those vintage posters will come up, but this last time I went into Google and typed in horror movie poster, and all my board game posters came up. I'm like, well, this doesn't help me. Like, it's cool. I'm like, damn, like those are on the front page of Google a ton, but I'm like, that doesn't help me in my in my case, but it's which again, just kind of like, it's super cool how many people actually ended up liking that little series that just came out of nowhere. So.
And it's powerful, man, and it's just amazing. I'm a big fan of your work. I'm excited to see what goes on. But before we end it, like I said, I do have a surprise for you. Before we get into your surprise, tell people how they can find you.
I've got an Instagram, 1126 Art Studio. I'm on TikTok. I have a YouTube channel, and my website, 1126artstudio.com, has my email and contact and all that kind of stuff on it. But yeah.
And all that cool stuff is going to be in the description below. And here's the surprise. Are you ready for it? I don't know if you're ready for it.
I don't know if I am either.
Here we go.
Welcome to the wilderness. Oh man, I've got to take a leak.
No shit.
Oh man, this isn't fun anymore.
It is sad.
Get out there, find some shit fucking business. Get car keys back, get the hell out of here. We are not going out there. Screw you guys. I'm gonna go on my own.
Oh, I love it.
And that was the surprise.
That's
What
awesome.
did you think?
It actually wasn't that bad, to be honest with you. I'd watch it, you know. That's funny. I'm actually just like so surprised though. Like we don't have a horror movie based off of a hippo.
I know, right? We got Sharknado, so if we got Sharknado, we should have Hungry Hippos. Seriously.
I hear that all the time. It's so funny.
I'm just saying, we got a Sharknado part 1, 2, and 3. I'm just saying, we should have a part 3, part 1, part 2, part 3, Hungry Hippos. And the funny thing about that, shout out to Sneaky Zebra. Those are the people who did that cheesy
Very cool
trailer. And that came out, I think, like in 2006. They did that in 2006.
Really?
Yeah, man. So
I don't know why I haven't seen that before then. Weird.
Yeah, so I'm honored that you were on my show and you were the first to see that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you.
But brother, I appreciate you for coming on. You're always welcome to come back on. Anything you got going on new, or is there any new horror posters that you're working on now that you want to tease people now, or you want to just wait until you put it on TikTok?
I've got a convention coming up this next weekend. I'm gonna, try to sell some of the posters at Monster Mania coming up this weekend. Got a couple videos for Connect 4 and Sorry I'm gonna be releasing on YouTube, and then I have an idea for Hi Ho Cheerio, and I've had an idea for Twister for like a year and a half. I just have to figure out how to actually execute it because it's a little crazy.
I can't wait to see that, man. And I can't wait to see if you come up with a concept with Uno. Or you did one for Uno. Or you do have one for Uno.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta look at that one. I didn't see that one yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm slacking. I need to check that
Yeah.
out. You know what?
It's out there.
Dude, there is an actual a fan trailer of a film called Uno that someone did.
Well, I'm gonna have to watch that too.
I'm gonna send you that link, man. But
yeah, definitely.
Again, thank you for coming on.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you, everybody out there, for watching this great episode of Dad Is Not a Now, and we are out. Peace.